What's going on, guys? Marcus from Wall Street Assassins back at it again with another video. This is the overall watch list for today. Um, Looking at the overall economical calendar over here, you guys can see that we have Fed Buller speaking over here today, PMI information, Fed Cook speaking at 4:15, job numbers tomorrow, ADP on Wednesday, jobless numbers on Thursday, another Fed speaker on Thursday at 10 a.m. And then we have unemployment information on Friday. Let's get into the charts. We're starting off with the 1 year, 1 day. We're looking at ticker NVIDIA over here. NVIDIA has been on an overall upward trend within the past few months. Actually, since January, she's been running up from 133 to a high of 278, which is the 1 year high. This is the 1 year, 1 day chart, meaning each candle on this chart is actually 1 day of information. And you guys can see NVIDIA has been actually holding above this EMA line over here, giving us a bullish trend, right? So we have the SMA over here at 174. If NVIDIA was to get bearish, the first sign of bearishness would be the break of that 1 year EMA. You guys can see it's been holding above it, right? Holding above it. So as we start to hold below it, right? Just like over here, we would start to get bearish. So definitely want to watch NVIDIA for the break of 266 long term, right? If she starts to break that zone. So make sure you guys are very much into with that. Just going to plot some simple support resistance levels. You guys can see we came down, bounce, came down, bounce. So she's been on a nice upward staircase pattern over here. Now, if she does break this 278, we kind of have to go a little bit further to see where she could possibly go. So I'm gonna try to load up the weekly over here. Sheesh. NVIDIA looks like a nice little gap fill, maybe even up towards like 290 up here, and maybe even back up towards that 346. It's crazy how we actually had to go to the 5 year, 1 week, meaning each one of these candles is actually 1 week of information. So I think the video could possibly go up towards that 290 long term, right? RSI is getting a little bit more on the overbought. So let's drop down towards the 180 day for you day traders, right? So day traders, right? This does look like a possible double top at that 278. Remember, if she does break 278, she could possibly start pushing up towards 280, 290 is that major turning point, right, or major resistance on that 5 year. But watch out for this 278 break, 278.34. If she does start to come down, she is basically starting to pull back a little bit more on the overbought side. MACD looks like it may want to cross down. You guys can see the bars over here are starting to get lower, so she may actually start to pull back on us. Watch for a break below 274. On the break of 274, she could possibly start retesting that 267 over here. But make sure you guys are in tune with that. Very simple levels, right? That 180 day can act as this possible support or resistance. So that's why we're going to change the color of this to orange. This way I'm notified if I go towards like a smaller chart, I can see which chart is which, right? So that's always important. You always want to make sure you are aware to your long term and your EMAs and your SMAs. And that's why I changed basically the properties of the line so I'll be able to see it, right? So watch for that break of 274 right here, and then we can start getting 267, and watch for the break of 278, and we can start going up towards like 280 and possibly higher. Jumping over towards the 20 day over here, right? You always want to confirm multiple charts. Went from the 1 year, we even tried the 5 year because this stock is so high. But you can see even the 20 day over here, 20 day MACD is already crossing a bearish position. RSI is pointing down, and we are starting to hold below the 20 day EMA line. So make sure you guys are cautious of that as well too. If we do start to basically pop above it, right, start to break above 276, we could start basically going to 278. So if you guys want a short-term long position, right, if you're day trading, you guys could go from 276 to 278 over here. All right, so watch out for those levels, 276 to 278, and then watch for that 274 down towards 267 on the video. All right, same thing with Tesla, right? Let's jump over towards that 1 year. Let's see what's going on. I cleared all the lines so you guys can follow with me fresh, right? Automatically, I label my SMA, right, with a solid blue line, right? SMA, that's a major trend change, can be a rejection, can be basically a support or resistance, right? Tesla actually struggled to get above it before, and now we're getting close to it again, right? Even though she has pulled back today, delivery numbers or um, the number of Teslas that were sold are a lot less than expected. So make sure you guys watch out for Tesla today. There is some type of support at 163. We have resistance at 215 over here, right? Let me just label out the major support resistance levels. Very clean on Tesla, right? So make sure you guys label all your major support resistance levels. Of course, that 1 year EMA is going to be a major trend change. So if we break that 191, we could start basically dropping down and getting into bearish territory, right? Just like when we held above it, we were bullish. We hold below it, we're bearish, right? So that's going to be, that's why I labeled this orange, a solid orange line, because once we break that, that is a major, major, major trend change, right? So jumping over towards the 180-day over here, you guys could see that she rejected 215 3 times. That's very bearish. She basically fell back down. She's approaching it now. RSI is a little bit more on the overbought. Remember, every time the RSI is overbought, the stock will possibly pull back, right? Overbought, pull back, right? Overbought, we're pulling back. So let's see what overall happens, right? We have the 180-day estimate actually lining up with that 1 year EMA. So very interesting over there. Nothing to be alarmed about, but let's label our 180-day EMA, right? So 180-day EMA is at 200. If we start to break below 199, I think we could start basically retesting that 193 zone. So make sure you guys watch out for that. And if we start to hold above it, right, let's jump over towards the 20-day, right? Let me just label some quick support and resistance levels, right? We bounced off of this level, we bounced off of this level, right? So very clean levels on Tesla. Tesla tends to go sideways for a period of time, and then she either breaks out, right? I think we spoke about that over here when she was trapped between 200 and like 187, kind of went sideways until it broke out. So watch out for Tesla. If Tesla starts to get bullish today, right, watch out for the break above the 20-day. Right, the break of the 20-day is going to be 203. Right now, she's below it. MACD's crossed down, so she's a little bit more on the bearish side, right? A little bit more on the bearish side. So make sure you guys are cautious for those long positions. But she's a little bit on the bearish side. Watch for the break of 203, and then she could start getting up towards like 208 over here. Very clean levels on Tesla. Make sure you guys set your alerts. Set your alerts if you guys are interested in trading Tesla, right? So let me just set my alerts. We start to break above that 203, and I want to be alerted if we break below 199. So one thing I don't like about Tesla, MACD is crossed up on the 180-day, 20-day is crossed down. Typically that can lead to a choppy day. So let's see what happens. Make sure you guys wait for confirmation right now. If we hold below the 180-day, that could be bearish. If we get above it, that could be bullish, right? So especially since Tesla's going to be one of my main watch, I'll give you guys a trick over here, right? So looking at the 15-minute over here, 15-minute RSI is oversold. So this chart's going to move before all those charts that we just looked at, right? So if you're a day trader, right, this 15-minute is oversold, meaning that Tesla could possibly have a bounce. So this morning at 9:30, your boy's going to be looking for a possible bounce, looking for this blue line to cross the trigger line to the upward position, right? Making sure that we're heading into a bullish trend. But overall, it looked like Tesla basically sold off from 208 down towards 199, and Tesla could possibly bounce, right? So you could capture a little move from maybe 201 to maybe 203. Maybe she'll push back up towards 208 and it'll be a gap fill, but Tesla could possibly bounce this morning. So make sure you guys watch out for that little trick right there. Next stock we're going to talk about is going to be SPY, and this is going to be the last stock we talk about. Of course, we got to look at SPY because stocks like NVIDIA, stocks like Tesla, stocks like Apple, Meta, everything is inside of the SPY. This is an ETF of the S&P 500. So you definitely want to look at your SPY for overall market direction. And to be honest, big term, long-term picture, this is the 1 year, 1 day. We're back on the 1 year, 1 day. She's been going sideways for quite a bit, right? So since March or May 2022, she's been basically going sideways, trapped in a major range over here, right? Yeah, we're making moves to the upside, we're making moves to the downside, but big picture, SPY has not had direction. And if you're having a hard time trading, this is the reason why. Whenever you guys are trading a stock, you guys always want to have direction clearly to the upside or clearly to the downside. Right now, we're trading sideways, which is very difficult to trade, and we're going to get choppy situations. Yeah, you could capture moves, but it's not going to be clean, overall, sharp moves that you want, right? So that's one thing to think about. SPY has basically been going sideways since last year, May, June-ish, and maybe even longer. So make sure you guys check out for that. Make sure you guys are aware of that. If you're having a hard time, this market has been kind of difficult to trade, right? So you always want to, the hardest part about trading is being patient, right? You see the stock move, you feel like you have to jump in, but you don't have to jump in, right? You are the boss. So, all right, enough of that. So we marked out our one year EMA. We marked out our 1 year SMA, right? So now we could drop down towards our smaller charts, right? Before we jump over towards the smaller chart, you can see the RSI was oversold when we were at 381, right? MACD crossed over and we started to trend bullish, right? So overall, we can possibly continue to trend bullish on SPY. RSI has some ways to go, so don't be shocked if we go from 210 to 218 up here. Major trend change is going to be the break of 400, then we could start going to 393. So if you're a long-term trader, these are levels you guys want to watch out for. Short-term traders, this is you right here, 180-day 4-hour, right? RSI is extremely overbought. Let's mark off our 180-day EMA over here. I like to do it along the larger dash line in orange. Right, so now if we break 407, we could start coming back down. Remember, we're above the EMA, that's bullish. When we break it, that's going to be bearish, and that's why I'm marking this zone right here, right? So we are overbought, so it's going to be kind of hard looking for a long position. Can we continue to run? Yeah, we can continue to run, right? The trick of the RSI, if we're in the red, we continue to go up. If we're in the blue, we can continue to go down, right? It's once it starts to get out of this zone over here, and it starts to get back over here around like 68 on the RSI, we could start to drop. So make sure you guys are aware of that as well too. So watch for the break of 210.30. Once we break 210.30, we could start going higher, maybe even up towards 213. 213 was a consolidation zone over here. So watch out for that. That's like a $3 gap up. But to the downside, 407, and we could start again down towards 405. 405 was a support zone. If we break 405, then we could possibly go to 400. So make sure you guys are watching these levels, right? RSI is overbought on the 180-day 4-hour. MACD has not crossed over yet. We have not broken the 180-day EMA. So make sure you guys are aware of that. Even if we are looking bearish on the RSI, there's no confirmation of bearishness yet, right? We need the break of the EMA, MACD cross down. So right now the 20-day MACD is crossed down, RSI is overbought, but we need full confirmation of the break of the 180-day, right? Could kind of consolidate over here, cross back up. So let's watch out for that. All right, so make sure you guys are patient today. Today is the first trading day. This is a short week. I think Friday the market is closed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment below. Message me on Instagram at Wall Street Assassins if you guys have any comments, any stocks you guys want me to check out for you guys, and I'll be glad to do so. Peace, and I'll see you in the next one.